Nikolai, introduce yourself and tell us something about you and why Jodo Shinshu, your background in Buddhism.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Yes. My spiritual journey, I would say it didn't start as a kid because I was always a very spiritual person my whole life. How I said it, it was a long journey and a very, very painful journey, I would also say. Or let me say it in another way, I would say that pain pushed me to Buddhism, because when you experience a lot of, I would say, childhood trauma or something like that, you have a lot of questions that I would say the first stage that you or the first religions that you are meeting in your life is, of course, that religion that surrounds you. Like for my case, I'm a German, so that's Christianity, of course. So I have studied some Christianity, but of course it was more like evangelist or Catholic. So, but at some point we have in Berlin, we have I think it's the first German-speaking Russian Orthodox church. Yes, and there I was a member for a few years, but often that's how life works. It does not answer my questions. It was more like, okay, so there's God, and then he has a son, and it's a Trinity, and he let his own son die, and so on. You know this whole story. So, but also when I digging much further, I have experienced. Okay, for me, Christianity, it's more like it's a Jewish sect for me, at least, because it's always to please a Jewish God who hates other nations, and wants to kill them, like the Goyim, the 72 other nations that are bad. And I was like, okay, why? So I'm more like a useful tool. It's not about salvation here, or to really help other beings, And then, there was a time we have a Buddhism house here in Berlin. It is of Theravada nature. And so I was, I joined there for quite a time, and then there was that urge that, okay, I was introduced to Shakyamuni Buddha and all the what is samsara, and it made click, like, okay, that's it, no other questions. It answered all my questions, all questions, like the typical question that we all have, certificate, why are innocent children dying in wars, or even innocent people, or something like that. So when you are recognize or understand that it's karma, and that's that's how it works, and it has no one, you can't blame no one for it, just yourself, and it makes sense. And what I also find is that when you are trying to understand Buddhism, it is logical, and that is something that is missing from other spiritual paths, I think. It's more like, okay, it's more like metaphysical a lot, but so yeah, you can live with it or you don't. It's more like you're cheating yourself a little bit to just say, okay, yeah, I'm fine with it, but you have always so much questions in your brain, and yeah, and I quickly find out that Buddhism was the answer. But the problem there, obviously, was, okay, so I had that teacher, and he's a very cool guy, and I have asked a lot of questions, and then he was say something like, meditation is the key, as Shakyamuni says. So when we are die, we hope that we are reborn again, and that we can continue the praxis. And I was like, okay, I think that's where I, excuse my French, will totally fuck up, because I'm not a being who is, it was more like, okay, how am I sure that I came back as a human the next life? I don't think so. Personally, I'll be honest here, I don't think so. because when you understand karma, that is not even what you do or your actions, also your thoughts. Then I was like, okay, I'm totally screwed, you know. So I was searching more, and I find Zen. You know, I mean, yeah, it's more or less the same, but more like, okay, it was more abstract because some say Zen teachers say, you know, like the concept of Satori and something like that. And then some people say, yeah, you know, enlightenment is not like Shakyamuni says something different. And I was like, no, sorry, but sorry, no. You know, and thankfully, because of my Theravada background, I knew that it was not like it is something that may click here in your life and now you are a peaceful being. No, it's just you get out of samsara and hopefully you help other beings. So I was totally in for that, but not for uh, the practice thing, or like to be sure, okay, I'm coming back as a human in the next life, because again, I don't think so, you know. So it was, I was stuck in that moment, you know. I was like, okay, Zen is okay, it calms me and all that stuff, but I had very bad backlashes in my life because of many tragedies in my family. So all that, I always say, all that meditation practice and how you are evolved, totally gone. And I felt in a very bad depression, you know, at a very, very hard time. And out of nowhere, I don't know when or how, I was speaking with with someone from my old Theravada group. I've met him on the street. So we've met for dinner, and he's talked about the, you know, like Jodo Shinshu, you know, like, yeah, the Japanese. I was like, yeah, is not Zen the biggest in Japan? And he was like, yeah, but you know, and he told, he named some, you know, Shinran, Renyo, Honen, Shonen, yeah, and I was like, okay, that's and what do they say, or what do they believe? I mean, yeah, you know, they don't trust their self power, they trust other power. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he talked about, you know, he wasn't, he know not a lot, but a bit. So he told me about Amida Buddha. And that, yeah, you know, he's in this Pure Land. And at first, because he doesn't know a lot of it, it sounded for me like Eastern Christianity. Like, okay, is he a god or what is it? But I had strangely an urge to find out more about it. I was like, okay, you know, Amida Buddha and Shakyamuni told something in the larger sutra about, and then, you know, again, about that part that is logical here. And it's like, okay, wait a second, Nikolai. I thought to myself, like, okay, when an enlightened being, such as a Buddha, an all-knowing being, you know, never lied because, you know, lying is something, it's not relevant or something like that. Talk about another Buddha in his own land who can save or want to save all sentient beings. When you are wishing to be born there after death, you can go there, you know. And I was okay. When Buddha Shakyamuni says that, then it cannot be false, you know. That was that part that keeps me going inside. Like, okay, I have to really find out here about it fast as I can. Yeah, and then it was another crisis because I told you in the email, when you are searching for Jodo Shinshu online, because that's the first thing I'm going to do at that time, the doctrinal chaos is overwhelmingly, it's brutal, really. It's like you are talking with one.
Too.
Really, it's you know, after a while, I was more confused than I had answers. It was more like, okay, I also met someone who said, you know, the Pure Land is inside yourself. So when you say Namo Amida Butsu, you are going inside of yourself there. And as I no, come on, fuck off. Really, again, with my French here, but I was like, no, because I don't think that Shakyamuni say something like that, you know, like, yeah, you know, it's a place inside yourself, you can go there, because correct me if I'm wrong. Shinran also say that if you die, the word is when your body dies, you are going there, not in this life here. You cannot
Yes,
obtain.
we have plenty. We have an entire collection of passages on the meaning of birth in the Pure Land, where we show in Shakyamuni's words, Shinran's words, Renyo, Honen,
Yeah.
Shantao, that birth in the Pure Land takes place after the physical death, and it means the attainment of enlightenment. So
Mm,
those people who say that the Pure Land is here and now or inside you,
mm,
uh, they are talking bullshit because they are
mm,
not enlightened. If the Pure Land is here and now, then you have to be enlightened.
mm.
If you are
Yeah.
not an enlightened one, then you are not in the Pure Land. You are in samsara with a samsaric mind.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
it's
like that's the
logical,
exact.
simple
Yeah.
logical. Sorry, you also talked about logic. We have this logic of everything is logical in Buddhism,
Mm.
including the way we describe samsara, karma, and so on. We
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
logic of compassion.
Yeah.
Uh,
Of course.
the compassion of
Yeah.
Amida Buddha is truly over, encompasses everybody and
Mm,
is ready to save us just like that. If we just want to go there, we'll go there. And
mm.
then we need a place to go. Amida's Pure Land, the manifestation, which is not the effect of our collective karma or personal karma, but Amida's enlightened activity. Yes, please continue. Sorry.
And again, it was really devastating at a point, and I was like, okay, no, but I still had that urge because I was always remembering that discussion with that old Theravada friend, like, I don't know, it was so weird. It's like, okay, you met people who know stuff, but also not, like, I was like, hey, so I must keep searching here. So I buy, of course, buy some books. So, but luckily one day through Amazon, I'm honest here, I found your books. I encountered them on the page. I was like, okay, and like, yeah, I searched a bit online from from this man, for some information. So the first thing that struck me positively, I was like, someone who want to bring the Dharma, want to teach the true Dharma. How I say it, how I put it in words. I thought at first that your books was available for free in PDF form, and I was like, okay, that guy he is honest about it. It's not like, okay, just buy my books and find out for yourself. It's all the other way around. I I read the PDF and then I buy your books after that. Because I really think, okay, someone who is really passionate about and honest. The key word here is honest. Like for the true Dharma. It's not about like. Get a lot of capital out of his religious work. I mean, yeah, of course, we must live from something. I know that. And I know that you have your temple that still in construction. And I think something for water supply you have also managed now.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
lots of things that I need to do at the temple. It's very, very, they are very expensive things to do at the
Yeah,
temple.
of
But
course.
Shakyamuni Buddha was very clear. The teaching should be for free. In Amidaji constitution, we mentioned there, or any book that we print and we want to sell, it must have a free edition so that people can take the free edition if they can't afford or simply don't want to buy. Because the Shakyamuni Buddha never taught for money. He only accepted donations. So this is the rule in any Buddhist community. Teachings should be for free. That's
Yeah,
Buddhism.
that
It
was
doesn't
that
matter
was
if you like it or not. If we suffer from hunger or lack of funds, it doesn't matter. This is Buddhism. We simply accept it. Yeah.
that's what I thought when I encountered it. It was okay. That's the real deal here. So, but the last nail that was hammered in the coffin here for the other teacher, I would say, was then I will not name names here, but I went to an official Jodo Shinshu place here in Berlin.
Germany.
So yes, here in my city. So it was official. It was even backed up by the Japanese.
Yes, it's
I don't know
backed
the
up by
name.
Honganji. Yes.
Yes,
They are my
and
forum, Jodo Shinshu. I know all the guys in Jodo Shinshu, Germany, that are related with Honganji. I know all of them. They are my former colleagues who never liked me so much. It's okay.
okay.
I also
But
didn't
anyway,
like them
it
in
was like
doctrinal terms. Yes.
I had a conversation, an interesting one, and they recommend me some books that I read before I get into contact with them. And I was like, inside my head, I was like, okay, I knew their books already, and no, they don't have the answers here. Or very, how I say, very unclear. It was like you read there and they're like, okay, what should it mean? You're more confusing afterwards. So then I find your books, and it was so simple, but in a very positive way here. It was like it clicked. It clicked. I was yeah, okay, I can understand what he's saying here, and yeah, the Jodo Shinshu thing here in Berlin says something like, yeah, you can buy that book, but don't buy that book from this man here. So they say your name, and I was like, he's very orthodox. He's very extreme about his views. He takes it literally, and I was like, yeah, that's the real deal. I take it also literally here. That's what it's all about here. I mean, hey, it's I'm not here to just complain, but I have to say it really because I find it very dangerous because when you are really know or get behind the concept of samsara, what is meant, it is not a joke. It's serious stuff here. I mean, and how can you talk like that? Like, yeah, it was more like you know some dudes in, I don't know, philosophy classes or something, like, yeah, it's like that, but it's not like that. Like what? It's a real deal here. It's that what Shakyamuni is talking about in the larger sutra. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, he's even asking Ananda, when I'm not mistakenly, like, did you see the Pure Land?
Yes.
Did you see Amidaji? So yes, I do. Yeah, and with Dhammakara, that he is now an enlightened being, he has created this Pure Land, and all the Buddhas praise him and also praise someone who say Nam Amida Buddha. I know because it implies that whole stuff, And I was like, hey, you are talking about that in your book so clearly, so simple, and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, and then I have contacted you. So that's the whole thing about it, I would say.
Samsara is literally suffering. I am
Yes.
literally suffering. I am a person of blind passion, literal blind passions. I'm literally ignorant. I suffer a lot because of my shortcomings and my literal blind passions. I will literally die. I am literally growing old. I am literally sick of this or that ailments. So I literally want to escape death and rebirth. I That's normal. Suffering is real for us. The way to salvation is literally true. Otherwise, if we don't take these things literally true, then what the fuck are we doing here? Why not just go home and enjoy other things? Create a book club or something else. But this is very deadly serious. Life and death is very important. And yes, we have to have this simple aspiration, and we have to understand things in a simple way so that we can escape. It's just like we are in a house of fire and we need to literally see the way to escape. We have to see clearly the signs to go out. You see, that's the role, that's Dharma. The Dharma cannot be changed because it shows us the way to escape a house on fire. It's like a sign which shows exit. If you change the sign because you think you are smarter, then people cannot go out of the house on fire and they will burn. So changing the Dharma when you are a samsaric and an enlightened person, it's the greatest crime that you can commit. Yes. That's why people who do this, who slander the Dharma, who deny the real existence of Amida Buddha go to Avicii hell. That's the karmic consequences, because it's like they kill all the beings in the universe all over again. Yes. No, thank you for telling us your story.
I'm happy I could die in it right now, and you know, nothing. I don't care really. It's I really feel like, I don't know why, but it's like a long search in my life comes now to an end. I had a conversation with my wife, and I have to tell her, you know, and she how I say it, she recognized me also that way. She really says, I never see you like that, you know, like, but in a positive way, like you're dead sure. And yes, I don't know why, Sensei, but I really have that deep knowing that Amida is there. And when I die, when we all die, we are going to him, you know. I can't put it in words, but it's that deep know it. I know it. It's weird, but it's also very beautiful, as you say.
That is
we met.
Yes,
exactly.
And I have said the exact same thing on my YouTube channel. I've talked about that. I remember the first time when I was with Paul Roberts as my teacher, I had received Shinjin, and I messaged the group saying, I know Amida is real. I know I am going to your land. And tears were of joy were just falling down my face. And I knew I had found what I've been looking for decades. There was no doubt. And there still is no doubt.
Yes. And it's weird, you know, there are days like, how I say, it's like some little micro realizations, always again and again and again, you know, like when you see outside, you know, the world and people you've met or people that you know, and it's like you are dead sure about that, you know, there's no questioning. It's not about, man, maybe I'm, you know, like, yeah, maybe I was too fast or something. No, it's really like, I'm very, very thankful to have that opportunity, that I've met you guys again. Obviously, I mean, we have met in a former life, in a past life. So yeah, that's the positive consequence in that life. And I hope we all can work positively together, you know.
Yes.
Really, I'm very joyful, really, right now. It's wonderful.
You also said that you would like to translate. Yeah, yes, please.
I just want to say that I feel like reborn.
Yeah, it is really like, it's like a part that was missing your whole life. It's like a puzzle, you know. It's like the last part that now it clicked. So, and it's like, okay, that was that part that was missing. Nothing from me. It was Amida, you know. It's like, it is. Yeah, it's weird. We're weird to put in words, but that's the feel and deep knowing that I have all the time. And now that I received the 3 refuge, I'm really happiest person on earth right now. Really.
So all my life I tried to find what I found in Amida. And once I found that has never gone away. It has been a long time since I received Shinjin. And that has not retrogressed from that. It's not, I'm not perfect. I still have all the problems I've always had.
Yeah.
But that knowing never goes away. If you really sincerely entrust to Amida, that knowing will never go away.
That's beautiful.
I was blind, but now I see.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Really.
It doesn't matter if you are in a good mood or in a bad mood.
Yeah.
If your life is okay, if your life is a chaos, you know, sometimes my days are chaotical, but I always know Amida is there for me. I always know the destination, the Pure Land. That's what's important with Shinjin. Shinjin coexists with our blind passions. We are not supposed to always be happy or to jump with joy because we have Shinjin. We are not supposed even to not have fear of death. We can fear anything. We can fear pain because we are attached. And we are okay like that as we are from the perspective of Amida Buddha, in the sense that he accepts us as we are. But no matter what happens with us, no matter who we are, what mistakes we do, we know deep down that we are assured of attaining enlightenment. And this is our last life as samsaric beings. Yes, that's the beauty and the simplicity of the Jodo Shinshu. Yeah.
It is.
And I'm very happy to share this with you, and you share this with me.
Yes, I'm also very happy. Thank you, Sensei.
Namo Amidabu. Senka Amidabu.
Namo Amidabu.
And you said, Shogaku, that you will translate Amida Dharma into German.
I will, and I had also start yesterday evening.
Ah, good.
I'm very determined about that. I'm very determined. So
good.
As I said in my mail, I'm a 100% or a 0% guy. I'm nothing in between.
That's good. We are like this at Amidaji.
Very good. That's all. Yay.
Yeah. We are like that. We are called fundamentalists. So
yeah, fundamentalists. True. The true teaching.
Yes. So it's important that we study, that you guys continue to study the Dharma, ask questions, discuss, and be an example of faith for others. In the sense that, many people will look at you and say, oh, he joined Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. You never know how much he will stay on this path. People don't take us serious at the first. But when 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years pass, and they see us on the same path, then we become an example of faith for them. And they might start to get curious and ask questions. And in that moment, you have to be ready to answer. Like Hozan, for example, when he answers questions from his family. And like Joshin also, when he answers questions from his other friends. And we all do that. We all can be little missionaries for others. First and foremost, through our example. And be ready, be there. Try to be a good friend, to be a good husband, to be a good neighbor. So, because you never know, people will trust you and ask questions. You never know.